Greetings,
I'm Lies.
And I am Scandal. Sorry, I was having
And
fun.
let's play a game together. Let's see if this really does work as a horror story together. Because I'm like, this is... Honestly, the second I went... My friend went horror, and I went, yes, horror. I was like, no, it works so well. But also the romantic piano in the back. Okay, so...
Also, I am still giggling, so I completely agree. We've gotten a comment from Liana where it's like, yes, you've just gotten to college. And it's like... So in the store, there's a description in the Google Play Store about it. It says, you just get to college.
You finally got into college.
And it's like, we still haven't gotten to college. This is still high school.
Like, as far as, like, the game is described in the Play Store as you finally get to college. Like, it's you're just starting college. You've arrived at college. That's the beginning of your game. We haven't finished high school. Like, this is like the second half of the first game shoved into... We were originally going to write 2 whole games, but we realized the first one wasn't working out, so we just took the last quarter of it and shoved it on the beginning of here. Like, that's what we did.
It's fine.
It's fine. And we're going,
no worries.
what?
No
anyway,
comment.
so, Liana, we appreciate your engagement. Also, this has been a weirdly fascinating ride, and
now we've decided that it has to be a horror game, because I don't make it...
So here we go.
Otherwise, this doesn't make sense to me.
All right.
I'm trying to process everything. First, Jonathan stalked me, and Ben came to save me. Now we're on a date together, and he wants me to kiss him.
That is an accurate breakdown. That means
exactly like what just happened.
You're
sort of
like before. Kind of. Except for less alcohol. But yeah. No, but I'm just like, that was an accurate breakdown. So you're going,
yeah.
I will make sure I'm aware of my reality and this is what's happening to me.
Do I get this?
I have checked off the checklist. This is what's going on.
Is
me
this
at
real?
me, I'm grounded. All right, here we go.
I'm here, I swear. Ben laughs, realizing that I am thinking of accepting his request. Okay, again, I am going to tell writers to stop fucking writing that. You immediately undercut the point going, oh, where you can make your person feel better, because before the character says it, your character already knows. Are they some sort of omnipresent god? And yes, I know in the sense of like a horror game, like if now Byrne basically doesn't realize that they're far more powerful than they think they are.
Right.
But I'm just like, it bugs me in terms of like a writing convention, because it takes away any amount of tension and also autonomy kind of that your characters have for their experience.
And the thing is that you can write it a little bit differently and go, he sees I'm considering his request. Not, he knows I'm thinking about it.
Right?
Because, like, then it's I've observed that you've got a thinking face on.
Right?
Basically.
But also then the thing of going, and then I'm considering actually accepting. Which is
accepting is so specific rather than thinking about his request.
But also, again, that already tells the reader, basically, that, obviously, that it's not going to happen.
Now, the thing is, for me, I feel like what they're trying to describe is this moment that I've seen in movies a lot of time where somebody goes, hey, then you should kiss me. And the other character freezes and stares at them wide-eyed, kind of thing, like, and they're really not sure what to do. And the other one goes, waits for them long enough to almost panic. It's like, I'm just kidding.
But I'm also like...
But the thing is, which I'm not a fan of those scenes, but describing they could be thinking, they realize I might be considering it, so they make sure I know it's a joke.
Right.
And I feel like that's more like what they're trying to say, but at the same time, I've always felt like that was an inappropriate joke, because on the other hand, if you don't know especially if you don't know the person really, like, of just going, I'm going to tell you should do this thing.
Right.
What if they just do it?
Right.
What are you thinking then? Like, it's not a very good... Those kinds of jokes, for me, are too casual for someone you don't know.
Yes.
Unless you've got a really good distance between you. Like, you're across the other end of the party, like, hey, then you should kiss me!
Well,
you
especially because...
For a second, like, what?
One of the reasons also I don't like it as well is because really it usually involves women and men. And also the fact is usually a woman goes, I owe you.
So there's
like there's so much of a level of entitlement.
Owing, or like a difference in like...
A debt.
Basically power structure at the moment.
Yes.
Like who's got the hand
Which,
up,
don't get me wrong, I think power structures and power imbalances in stories are fascinating and fun to play with. But it's like, in regards to that, like really kind of like breaking it down, I don't like it sometimes in movies, and especially with the level of frequency it comes up with women who've been subjugated by men, and also in relation to, like, you're just an idiot, you just don't understand what's going on, you don't comprehend your reality, it was totally a joke, what's your problem, kind of thing. Like, there's a lot of, like, almost like shaming of going, you don't understand, I'm kidding, ha ha ha, look how naive you are.
And that's the sort of thing, is a lot of it seems to be very much played as a mockery kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or is it like, I tested you to see if you were really that gullible. You are.
Oh, you really are. Wow,
you super are.
Fascinating. Byrne, I'm just kidding. I helped you sincerely, You are sincerely helping me. You've asked me to go out on a date with you, and then, like...
Then you asked me to kiss you. And you really did say to pay you back.
And you said you've been watching me. And
For
in
like
some way, like for
3
me, I get uncomfortable going,
Okay.
you would know. Then for me, I feel like then with Ben going, I notice that you as a person are incredibly into basically like trying to be like, I will please everyone.
I'm still
Like, and
just
this
like-
is the way then you're going to tease this person with someone going, I have to pay you back. This is why Byrne, in this specific scenario, got into the trouble they did with Jonathan,
Right.
which is not to say it's her fault, but
Well,
also
that he
going
would know
like,
the
that
details.
everybody basically keeps enabling this or demanding this of Byrne, and then you're going to play into it too, you asshole?
I'm also just like, if we're coming from a horror concept, okay, and basically what he is he's essentially like, what I said is like, basically he's got like he can see ghosts,
Right.
and you're a ghost. So imagine he's like, I noticed you the first day of high school, kind of thing,
Right.
and then you died, and then you continued to go to school.
Right?
And so he's been watching you for like 3.5 years,
Uh-huh.
going, you keep coming to school. So I've joined classes that you're in because I know you're freaking ghost and you keep coming to school. And now I'm going, I'm gonna try and approach you. And also, I'm super like, I don't know how to deal with this either. So again, you can give him the benefit of the doubt of awkwardness, but at the same time, you should write that in so your reader has access to it and they're not trying to guess
Yeah.
your direction. But I think that would be fascinating if he's
Right.
like going, I've been watching this ghost girl basically play at life for 3.5 years, and
Fascinating.
finally someone else can see her because he's a fucking wraith,
Right.
and he harasses the fuck out of her.
Fascinating.
I wasn't even necessarily gonna ever talk to her because I just thought she might go away after school, but it's certainly interesting to watch.
Right?
You know?
You are. I sound no. Oh my god. Again, I don't know the tone that they're going for here. This is one of those things that I struggle with in terms of like stories.
She
like,
also could be like going, you are going like and then listen to your own voice and go, oh, I sound pretty disappointed.
oh,
And going,
that-
that's how that would have sounded. Oh.
I sound pretty disappointed.
Uh-huh.
Even though like I'm like I'm actually relieved.
Uh-huh.
Going like, oh, you are like some people like really they're like, I'm relieved, but I'm so used to having trained myself into I must be disappointed that I couldn't satify you.
Or that I couldn't
God,
do
I'm like,
the
you could
cute
do
thing.
so many interesting things with basically character types like
So
that.
far what they've
or
got
dealing
going,
with
all
stuff
right.
like that. It's
Right.
it's fine. Well, not about the kiss.
Aye.
Before I realize it, I bite my lower lip.
Before I realize it, I am in 50 Shades of Grey. How not as if that's the only person that's ever been there.
I know, it's also a really interesting trope in like fan fiction and also sometimes in anime, like dang. I'm like, you guys, please.
I bite my lip. It's fine.
I bit my lip at you. He beams, knowing that I'm thinking about it. He leans.
He's
his
got
face.
the wheelies. Whoosh. Rolls back on his heels, rolls forward gently.
He leans his face close to mine. He puts both hands on my face. He gently kisses me on the lips anyway.
I was joking. No, I wasn't joking. I was joking. No, I wasn't
This
joking.
feels like basically again, Loa, like I'm trying to fuck with your reality. I don't.
It sounds super weird. Also going, all right, so if he basically can see ghosts and she's a ghost, how could we basically have I don't even know if I can touch you. And I made it as a joke and then I went, hang on.
Can I
I
touch
should
you?
find out if I could
But
fucking
again,
touch you.
I'm having my experience on you. Like
Yep.
you are a specter, and I don't imagine that you're more like a person at all, which could
Nope.
still fall into that horror.
And you still seem, disconnected from reality. And so what you are is my own private experience that only I really have. And
Huh.
your friend Kayla, she's one of the few other people that hasn't understood that she just hasn't understood you're dead.
No. Or she does understand you're
Uh-huh.
dead, and she's been trying to keep it from you the whole time.
Your friend Kayla can see that, can see ghosts as well, and has been
Right.
trying to basically deceive you out of sympathy.
Right?
And so she's always
And-
like, we'll just go a mile a minute so that you won't realize you're dead. That's why I'm so domineering. That's why I'm so commanding. That's why I always have ideas.
And I direct you around,
Because
and
as
you're
soon
easily
as you start to think about anything, I'm like, we should go do something else.
goodbye.
So you don't realize that your life doesn't totally make sense.
I also love the implication potentially now that leads into of actually going, you will, because I imagine you'll never see your dad in this one, right?
Yeah.
You'll never see Daddy. So what's going to happen is that Daddy's going to be basically overseas for forever.
Yeah.
Or you'll never see him at all, but you'll
Because-
only get conversations or like talk to him
Uh-huh.
over the phone. And what it is that it's just you putting those in place to make sense of your reality.
Yep, and you're just living in this
We're doing
big empty
Sixth
house
Sense
or something.
By the way, spoilers.
Or we're doing somewhere between Sixth Sense and Session 9.
I don't think I saw that. That's okay. Like, there's
It's
a lot
okay.
of...
If anyone knows Session 9, it creeped me out really bad. But I wasn't told that it was a horror. I was told it was like a psychological thriller, which sometimes I can get pretty close to the horror category.
Right.
But like,
But that's
it is.
actually a good question. I love that breakdown where people are like, actually, it's very difficult sometimes to tell a horror from like
versus
a psychological thriller.
And in this case, I mean, and sometimes like a psychological thriller, because some people can be like a shade of horror,
Right.
but some of them for me really aren't. They're just an interesting profile that's fast paced.
Right.
Of going, what happens if you push this mental experience to its extreme?
Right.
You know. Anyway.
He gently kisses me on the lips. I kiss him back.
What else are you gonna do?
That's what you do. He pulls my body closer to his.
Oh God.
Hold on, this is getting way too intense. I pull myself away from him, but my lips brush against the cut on his lip.
Why does he have a cut on his lip?
He wasn't hit. Oh,
First
my
of all,
God.
one, he's randomly bleeding, and then two, he's got. Did we bite him? What were you thinking? What were you thinking?
I'm just thinking bad, right?
Okay.
Because again, like that thing of going, he lashes out, but he misses. Like explicitly, Jonathan missed.
Yep, Jonathan could not hit him, and now he's got a split lip. I guess.
This.
This is
I'm
wild.
really like
So we bit our lip at him, and in the way that people sometimes do socially, they mimic your gesture. He did it back, but it was super too hard, and he bit himself.
Maybe he bit through his own lip.
He actually bit himself.
Against the bite on his lip. Ouch. I'm really sorry. I put my hand on his cheek. I kiss his wound softly.
I move his hand, his face gently, so that I can kiss the specific bleeding edge of his lip.
Mwah.
Mwah.
Excuse me. And mwah.
So like it's not him kissing me. It's not me kissing him like we're kissing. I'm kissing his wound.
I wound kiss.
I wound kiss.
I wound kiss. I'm also sometimes super entertained where people will refer to like cuts as wounds.
As wounds.
Like minor cuts, particularly.
I got a paper cut. My finger is wounded. I am wounded.
Honestly,
You
though,
hurt.
I always found that to be super funny. Sometimes when like we're working office jobs or whatever, you're like, I have been wounded.
Yep, I have a wound.
And they're like, no, you have been wounded. What happened? I got a paper cut. Oh no! Like it's super
It was
funny.
a fun thing amongst my friends and I. So like you in role playing, like in D&D, you have wounds. Like you could be wounded and that kind of thing. It could be a status effect and stuff. Or like in other other games and in video games and stuff.
It's a
And
status
so-
effect. You're like, God, wounds are really intense.
And the sort of thing is like, yeah, I was gonna say it's just. Every injury is technically a kind of wound,
Right.
but it's really funny to say it that way. And just be like, we did used to do that. Like I would stub my toe and go, I'm wounded. Like soldier down.
My favorite was actually to go, I've been mortally wounded, but I will survive.
Oh,
because
no.
everybody, so if you don't know, like, at least in my experience, when I was growing up, people used mortally wounded way too much. And then they'd be
Yes.
like, mortally wounded means you're going to die.
Yes.
Mortal injury means death.
Yes,
Like, it's inevitable.
It has affected your mortality, which
Yes.
you have.
Your mortal injury, your mortality is completely out of the question
So
now.
your mortality has been kicked into effect. You've been mortally wounded.
You will die.
That descriptor of you being mortal, you now have had the effect of being mortal.
Guess what? It's
Yes.
going to end.
All right, so you kiss his wound softly.
I kiss his wound. And
Also, so I wanted to point something out really quickly, and I'm just like, so
sounds like a new friend.
that's hilarious.
Oh my
The
God!
best medicine for my wound. Okay, but I just want to point something out really quickly. Going, are we gonna have
Oh
an intense scene with every single guy we meet, where we immediately get physically involved with them, and then we have to go into dating or romance culture after that? Like, are we gonna meet every one of them, kiss or have a physical experience with every one of them, and then the game finally starts and goes, but what did you like best? Now, choose and go date your head off,
I don't know.
Like, this is so weird.
The pacing
wise. Yes,
Like,
pacing.
but we've always had issues with the pacing in regards to Genius games. They seem really poor. The setup is really bad, because to me, I'm like, that where I mentioned before, where it seems like a lot of games struggle with it because, especially in terms of the visual novel / dating genre, they're really trying to get you to spend money. So the longer they drag things out, or they go, oh, this could be important, they make it seem like that if you don't pick the premium option, so they give you that level of FOMO, so the fear of missing out,
Yes.
and also a combination of going, but it's special. I need to have it.
Yes, my good friend FOMO. I'm always afraid I'll miss them.
And then also though, just meaning that it's important, I need to have it. It says the best,
Wrong one, wrong
it
person.
says the best medicine for my wound.
Hey.
He grins cheekily.
Aye.
It's getting late. I'll take you home.
Aye.
Yes. He takes my hand as we get back into this car and drive home.
The silence
really
and darkness
abruptly.
engulfs us again.
Can I borrow your phone for a second?
You don't have your own?
Yeah. Sure.
Is he
This is
gonna put his
really
phone?
loud.
Is he gonna put his phone number into our phone?
Oh my God.
I think he's gonna be like, can I borrow your phone and put his phone number into our phone?
I
And then
have this-
text him from our phone so he has ours.
I don't like that. That is such a level of like.
Without letting someone know what you're doing, that's pretty uncomfortable to do for me.
Like, I find that to be also kind
Now,
of
if you
shitty.
don't have your own phone, say, hey, can I put my number in your phone? Because you're afraid it'll be typed wrong or whatever. You want to make sure it's accurate. You can ask. Or hey, do you want to exchange numbers?
I would
usually
it's like you shouldn't ask to exchange numbers. You should not.
But we'll see what it's for.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Ben types something on my phone and gives it back to me.
There it is.
You have my number now. Call me anytime you need me. Thank you, Ben.
Bye.
Good night, Bern, and see you tomorrow.
Okay, so I like that he didn't supposedly like take her phone number, but I bet later it's gonna be that he calls or texts me.
Yeah.
Like he did actually give her phone number to him, but let's see.
I am still bothered by it.
Hi.
I'll see you tomorrow. Again, it's still a level of personal invasion I don't like. I get how, again, you can use it as a sexy trope. I totally get
but
it.
we don't
Especially
know each other.
Like when that level of
We're
going.
super uncomfortable.
Yep.
Also, the interesting thing of going, if she's a ghost and she has a phone, I'd be super charmed.
Ah.
Like it's kind of him being like, this is fascinating. And him again going, I've asked for your phone to see if I can even hold it. Like how much you really interact with objects versus how much it seems like you're interacting with objects.
Or going, what is this object just tied to you? It was there with you when you died, maybe?
Right, that kind of thing.
I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, it's her. I'll see you tomorrow.
Sorry. Oh, it's getting late already, and this looks exactly like the room.
They just shifted over a little bit from the one that was at the party, because that was over here.
Yeah, I was about to say, what the
And
absolute
it looks
crap?
like they made the bed.
Yeah.
Like this looks like the bed at Tiffany's house or whatever it is.
Luna's.
Luna's house. Sorry, I'm just like,
Yeah, forget.
holy
We're
crap.
going for super white girl. It's okay.
I'm just like, whoa.
I have to go to sleep now. I have a test tomorrow.
He was going to give us enough time to study.
And he did.
He said he was going to give us enough time to study.
And
All
he
right.
lied.
Jerk points 1.
Blink. I mean, on top of.
All right, watch this right now.
Wow. I wonder if I can even close my eyes, though. So many things happened today. Kayla will freak out if she finds out. Because Kayla always freaks out because she's trying to basically keep you from finding out the secret of your death.
Yeah, pretty much. And she's like, if I keep everything really high tension all the time, you'll never know you're dead.
Hi, it'll be fine.
Oh, here we go.
What?
Ben and Jonathan?
Hi.
Ben and Jonathan. What? Have you... Hi.
It won't be a secret anymore if you scream it at the top of your lungs. I cover her mouth with my hands, both of them. Whack!
Both of them. Her.
Ow! I knew that Kayla would lose control after I told her everything.
Her gently pulls your hands down. Sorry. Like, whoa, it's okay. I was really surprised.
Also, that means that somebody else can see you.
Uh-huh.
But I'm not gonna
I was really, really surprised. And then...
Also goes, wow, Jonathan, you scored a body. You scored a dude who's been acting weird for a while.
You've scored a really strange student at this school.
Maybe also that's the thing of going, like, I'm trying not to freak you out, and the reason why, again, I appreciate that...
You thought Jonathan was hot, too? You were always watching him. Yeah, because he was super fucking suspicious and the weird-ass creature that he is.
And also
it wasn't me having a crush, but I didn't want to tell you that because that would be super inappropriate. As far as I'm concerned.
Right.
And so then you're like, oh, but you have a crush on him, don't you? You're like, no, it's fine. Maybe a creature and a ghost, maybe it'll be fine.
I mean,
I'm freaking out here.
I do not want to downplay the level of, like, what the story itself is textually just saying on its own without our headcanon of the horror thing.
Right.
I think Kayla's behavior has been super fucking inappropriate, and I agree with Drakonishi in the sense of being like, damn, dude. Like,
it's been really unfortunate. Like, that's a terrible way to respond to your friend being assaulted.
Yeah.
And Kayla has seemed relatively unhelpful, even though she was like, I am on your side with this rumor thing. She also didn't have, like, anything to do.
Right, and also, again, though, that's not to say that...
She has to.
So, and that's the way where I'm going, like, I keep just now at this point going, like, it sounds just like bad writing. Because a lot of this thing is going, like, or also, again, that's the story they want to write.
Daddy still hasn't texted me yet.
Right?
Oh, sorry.
But there's also still, like, a level of, for me, going, like, it just feels shoddy in that sense of, like, it just...
All right.
They could also just want to do this on purpose, and that's also another thing to sometimes realize that I think some people don't understand.
Some people go, it's bad writing, and they're going, no, I'm going to that level.
They're like, I just want to write that.
That's the level of commitment
I want your friend to be bad at this. I want this thing to happen in this way. Some people really do just go, this is what I'm leaning into, and then you go, Oh, wow. But that's where I go sometimes that it's just bad writing because most people don't realize what the fuck they're writing. Actually, going
And they can be like, typos aren't important, you know, context or continuity is not important. I just want you to feel things and going. Sometimes, and for some people, that works.
Yep, which
we
is
are
exactly.
not that audience.
We really are not. Oh, God. Anyway.
No.
Oh, well, I forgot, actually. So she can impossibly believe all she wants, but it's the end of the episode, and it'll be next time. So thank you very much, guys, then, for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And please also feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi or our Patreon. We've got some links in the description down below if you'd like to support us, if you'd like to sponsor us, or if you'd just like to tip us because we're just that awesome. Well, thank you very much. I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies. And it was great playing with you.
Bye!